Yo, welcome to Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach along with my partner, Mr. Adi Wally. We got a big time boxing show for y'all today, and we talking boxing. We got Byron here. Man, before we get into this great show, make sure y'all go onto the YouTube Spectator Sporting page, subscribe, like, comment, TikTok, go ahead and subscribe to that as well. And if you're in your car, go ahead and put on that Spotify. Listen to us while you're riding. In a super bantam fight, Inoue, aka The Monster, retains his IBF, WBC, WBO super bantamweight belts as he defeated MJ in a 12-round unanimous decision, improving his record to 31-0 with 27 knockouts in a convincing win. MJ suffers his second defeat, falling to 14-2 with 11 knockouts. MJ was dominated in this fight. The Monster put the boxing world on notice. And all we gotta want to know is who is going to be his next opponent, Adi. But talk about this fight first.
All right, well, it was a rough day for Murodjon Akhmadaliev.
Yes.
But hey, he was the first man to not get knocked out by Naoya Inoue this decade. All right? The last man to do that was the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire. Gotta find a bright side somewhere.
Yes, so positive. I'm glad you started with a positive.
You know what I'm saying? But Naoya Inoue did a masterful job of working off the jab. He'd throw the jab, then he'd go straight to the body. The 1-2 was great. He was on point. Those defensive lapses that got him knocked down versus Luis Nery and Ramon Cardenas didn't happen against MJ, okay? The blocking, the head movement, the feints, the footwork was on point versus Akhmadaliev. A key sequence in this fight came in the 6th round where MJ backed Naoya Inoue into a corner and MJ threw a 4-punch combination. Then he threw a couple of big hooks, and it looked like at a moment that the tides would turn, that MJ would get some momentum, but the Monster, he answered him with a flurry of power shots to the body and some uppercuts with the left and the right, and it just, whenever it seemed like MJ was gonna get some momentum, Naoya just answered him, and he just could not gain or sustain any kind of momentum in this fight. He was bewildered, okay? And so Akhmadaliev really was the first man to attack, and his trainers yelled at him to get busy out there. But Naoya was too quick, too fast, too powerful, too much of a monster.
The Monster definitely came out and showed out against MJ. Byron, talk about this fight.
I mean, it played out pretty much how I thought it was. I thought it would end in a knockout by Naoya Inoue, but you know, Akhmadaliev was definitely tough. He was definitely up for the task, but he could not do anything with the jab. Inoue's jab is biblical. It is something of lore. It is so fast, it is so persistent, it is so precise, and his offense is just birthed from the fact that his jab can land seemingly at will. He reminds me of Manny Pacquiao with a better jab, and his offense is just beautiful to watch. And I wish I could see more of Inoue. I really did, but this fight was Inoue landed 141-62. He was the busier guy. He landed 67 jabs to 23. And Akhmadaliev, I said, for him to have a chance in this fight, he had to jab. He had to have a starting point for his offense. I didn't think he was going to be able to do it. He wasn't. I think that he fought an Inoue who was game, and an Inoue who was game is not going to be an Inoue who takes chances. So he just did everything behind the jab, and he couldn't do shit with it.
He didn't take
and he was content with punishing him with shots, punishing him with shots to the body. He was just too fast, and so it was a whitewash fight. But man, if you are a fan of Manny Pacquiao, I encourage you to watch this guy fight. And I'm telling you, he'll put you in the time machine. He's a very, very dominant, well-deserved pound-for-pound champion.
That's high praise. I mean, comparing him to Matthew Pacquiao, that's really, really high praise right there. So Byron, let's now that you've seen the Monster, you said, oh, he was game, he was ready to go,
yeah.
he was prepared. So obviously, you know, what's next for him? What's the next fight? Where is he gonna move up and weight?
Dear Inoue fans who jumped in the comment section, this has been a very busy weekend as far as American boxing, and I'm gonna get to you. But I feel like you guys gave me a little crap about saying that this guy needs to move up. I don't know what the hell y'all watching. I really don't. I don't understand why you don't want to see Naoya push himself when he has weapons that I think there's some 135 pounders that can't do shit with him.
Yeah.
His jab is that good.
Yeah.
His jab is lightning. His shots to the body are powerful. He is a specimen at 122, very physical, very in shape, and y'all don't want him to move up. We here in America, you know, the United States of Bud Crawford, have to tell you that there are benefits for pushing yourself and going after bigger fish. Shout out to Spence.
Did Bud start off at 135?
He did.
And he moved up.
He's a little guy, and he moved up.
Yeah, he got.
And I'm telling you, watching this fight with Inoue, I was just like, man, he's too good for 122. He's too good. And so for me, you know, if you watch this show, we have Imagination Land, and that's the land of imagination. That's where the Canelo fans live. That's where the Earl Spence fans live. And it's a magical place, and everything in their imagination they can bring to fruition, you know. But I don't like to live there. So my Imagination Land pick for Inoue would be David Picasso at 125. 32-0-1, 17 knockouts. I want to see Naoya move up. And the reason why I want to see him move up, because I truly believe that he has a jab that should be talked about as far as one of the best jabs in boxing. I mean, the way he flips that thing out, steps out, and then comes back with offense. And you see a guy, even in a defensive posture, he can't really get his offense off. And it wasn't that MJ wasn't game. You see his corner screaming to him to be more offensive. But Naoya has enough power to keep you tentative. You're not running in on him. You can't get around his jab.
Yeah.
Move up. Come to the United States. David Picasso, that's a Mexican fighter. He's a young guy. He's a champion. Go after this guy at 125. But we don't live in Imagination Land, and I'm taking that back. I don't think David Picasso is a champion.
Well, David Picasso is actually at 122.
Oh, he's at 122, but
cool.
His last fight was at 125.
And they're saying that Picasso is actually his next fight in December.
Okay, that'll be a good fight. But Picasso's last fight was at 125.
Okay, well,
so that's why I'm saying, if you're gonna push yourself, I don't see him. Maybe he does come back to 122, but go to 125. For Inoue, what I want Inoue, I want him to go to 135. Because I feel like the most lucrative fight and the fight that will break him, you know, as far as a breakthrough fight for the United States is at 135. Because there are guys that he can beat at 135. And you know, Tank Davis is in the WWE right now, so we don't know anything about him. But it's one of those Canelo type situations where Tank Davis will welcome a fight with a guy at 122. You know what I'm saying? The only way for you to beat these guys, the only way for you to get these guys out of the way, they gotta feel like they got every advantage. Yeah. And Naoya's jab is something that you can't game plan. You can't bring nobody in from sparring. He's too fast. He's too strong. Move your ass up. And so we can love you here in the States because your talent is God-given. I want to see more of you, but I really feel like he's going to fight, I love saying this guy's name, Junto Nakatani. He's the bantamweight champion, IBF WC bantamweight champion. They said that this is like a big fight in Japan. They've already talked about it. They've already kind of like gave one of those verbal agreements to it. I'm gonna watch it, but I still feel like to do the sport justice, and this is just for the sport of boxing, and this is my biased opinion. Move up, get in position to go get somebody at 135 and be great.
He definitely showed this. I think he definitely has the talent and the skills. Adi, what do you think is next for the Monster? What should he do next?
Well, you know, what Byron said, Stephen Fulton, he already defeated him. He knocked him out. And Fulton is fighting O'Shaquie Foster in next month, in October, and he's fighting at 130.
Right.
So clearly, Naoya Inoue can beat guys at 130.
He can.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he can beat guys at 135 as well. Now, a man just one weight class above Naoya Inoue at the 126-pound division, the WBC interim champion, Shushu Bruce Carrington said, I don't think Inoue punch resistance can take what's going on up here at 126.
Oh, wow.
All right, so Bruce Carrington is saying he can't withstand the punching at 126, all right? The highly confident Brooklyn native, Bruce Carrington, he wants the Monster, okay? But the thing is, leaping up to the featherweight division for Naoya Inoue would be his 5th division, all right? So we'll see. Time will tell. Hopefully next year he's at 126. I would love to see, because actually Naoya Inoue went to go see Bruce Carrington fight before and was in the audience, and Bruce Carrington was like looking down, bow to him and everything. So hopefully that can happen. That'll be a big deal, and hopefully that fight will be in America, okay? But like Byron just said, there's another Japanese star. He's 5 years younger than Naoya Inoue from the lower 118-pound division, Big Bang Junto Nakatani, okay? Now, he recently vacated his IBF, WBC, and Ring Magazine belts to move up to the 122-pound division in an attempt to dethrone the Monster, okay? So that's going to be a big deal in Japan. We'll probably be watching over here at 5:30 in the morning, okay? But
I'm going to try.
Yeah. So, and maybe we catch the replay or whatever, but it does look like the guy that Byron said, so it looks like he's going to fight David Picasso, but the fight's going to be at 122.
David,
122.
I don't like to see, I would love to see that fight at 126. And I believe Picasso just fought a fight at 126. So I would hope that fight is at 126. But the thing is, you know, and it's not to throw shade to the fans of Japan, because, you know, this is a mega fight for Japan. But Naoya Inoue is worth the price of admission. And that's why, you know, on the channel I'm telling guys, yeah, it's rough getting up at the crack of dawn on Sunday to watch this guy fight. But it's just me being a Manny Pacquiao fan. I'm like, man, I'm a fan of this guy's work. I'm a fan of his offense. But I just want to see him push himself. And it's not because I want to see him push himself to lose. It's because I think he has the skills that it's Shakur Stevenson type talent, where it's something that's very difficult to game plan against. And we just saw how an elite jab can beat a big power puncher. So I think with his ring IQ and that elite jab, man, he could do damage at 126 and 130. So I just want to see him push himself. It's not hate. It's not, you know, wishing on his downfall. We want to see these guys be great. You know, you don't want to see these guys get the accolades of pound for pound and then fight these tomato can ass fights with guys that we know that just can't touch them. And that was the thing with MJ. He has the power, but that's all he has. And when you have a Naoya Inoue with this big offensive skill set, you're not just gonna beat him with one bag. You're not gonna beat him with one talent. You gotta be able to adjust. You gotta be able to game plan. So we just want you to fight better talent, and the better talent is in bigger weight classes.
And if he wants to compete with Bud Crawford and Alexander Usyk for Fighter of the Decade, you may want to move up to 126 and clear that out. Those guys, Nick Ball has a belt there, and you know, I think he can beat those guys. You know, so yeah, I think he can move up to 126 and do his thing.
Definitely. Let's talk about the loser in this fight. MJ suffered his second defeat, 14-2, 11 knockouts. Obviously, he ran into a monster. You know, you had high hopes for him.
I did.
You had high hopes for him. I'm pretty sure you're hearing it right now. But what do you think his next move is, or what does he need to work on to bring back to his next fight? Well, to prepare him for another big fight.
Yeah, you gotta make some changes. A lot of changes. Akhmadaliev, he loves to counterpunch, but when you fight an elite guy, you've got to set up your opponents for those counter shots, okay? He's got to get busier with that southpaw jab, okay? He only landed 23 jabs on Naoya Inoue at a 10% rate. Okay, he definitely needs to work on that. Work on some head movement, some feints, be a little bit more deceptive. He got a lot to build on. He's a naturally strong guy. He can be even more dangerous. Okay, and so MJ should seek a rematch versus the Filipino nightmare Marlon Tapales, okay, in an attempt to avenge one of his 2 losses, okay, because that first fight was very close. A lot of people try to say he got his ass kicked. He didn't. It was a split decision, okay, and the 2 judges that gave him the fight gave it to him by the slimmest of margins. It was 115, 113, okay, so it was a close fight. I thought it was a draw. I think he deserves a rematch with Marlon Tapales. He's the number 2 ranked 122 pounder right now. So before this fight, MJ was number 3, Marlon Tapales was number 2, and Naoya Inoue demolished both those guys.
Right.
So why are you still at 122?
Right.
I mean, you just demolished the top 2 guys at 122, man.
Move up.
All right, so but this time, if you get the rematch against Marlon Tapales from MJ, come out the gate firing. Stop waiting on your opponent to bring the fight to you. Bring the fight to your opponent. You're big and strong. You can be intimidating, okay? And so, if no Tapales, I say go ahead and move up to the featherweight division. Akhmadaliev has been at the 122-pound division for 7 years. He can easily move up and challenge guys like Shushu Bruce Carrington or the British fighter, 23-0, the WBA champion, Nick Ball, okay? And Nick Ball just defeated Sam Goodman. So he can go up there and fight for a title. So MJ's 30 years old. I think he can move up to 126 and do what we're telling Naoya Inoue to do. And by the time Inoue gets up there, maybe he'll have a title.
Yeah.
Byron, what's MJ next move after suffering this defeat?
He needs to fight slick boxers. I do like the idea to rematch Tapales. That'll be a good match, but I mean, I didn't see his jab was non-existent, and you know we've seen, especially with this weekend, speed kills and a great jab will take you far, and he has to work on his jab. His jab was non-existent, and you also got to understand that the jab will help you as far as dealing with the fighter that has that type of offense, that spectacular, fast hands, great offense. And it can actually break that offense, you know, a nice stiff jab. And so I just don't want to see him jump on a big stage yet because I just saw him get washed for 12 rounds.
Yeah.
And you know, at 30, he's at a point in his career where, you know, okay, you got Naoya Inoue, wherever he goes, you know, if he doesn't want to go up right now, I say go up.
Get out his division.
If he want to stay at 122, I say get out of 122.
Yeah.
But he just, the power is there, and the power is always good, but they have to understand you gotta have some type of skill around that power in order to manufacture your offense and maybe some better defense, because his defense was not as good. He just didn't get knocked out, but he did take a lot of punishment, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I would say about back to Naoya Inoue and David Picasso. Picasso was supposed to fight Naoya Inoue a few months ago,
right.
But he backed out the fight. He withdrew his name. All of a sudden, his handlers and his managers thought he wasn't ready. Okay, so that's why I'm not.
I think that's money.
I'm not feeling this Picasso fight. They're supposed to fight in December, but I'm looking past that and looking at the Big Bang Nikitani, you know, that big Japanese fight. But then after that, we'll see if he moves up.
So you saying the Picasso fight is just kind of like in between for that fight next year?
Yeah. Because he was supposed to fight Picasso early in June.
Yeah, that's what.
And then he pulled out. He withdrew his name all of a sudden.
But he fought at 126, so.
I don't know. Well, the last guy he fought had a 15-4-2 record, all right, Kameda. Okay, he beat him by majority decision.
Right. And
a guy with a 15-4-2 record. So I'm not getting pumped up for the Picasso fight. You know what I'm saying? And so, but I would 2026 when he fights in Japan against Nakatani. And then after that, maybe we'll see Bruce Carrington. Maybe Bruce Carrington will have some gold, will have a belt at 126 at that point. Because he been talking shit about. Right. Now you see what happens when we talk shit about anyway. But you know, Bruce from Brooklyn.
Do not call him scared. Do not. He is not scared.
Hey, them Brooklyn Brooklyn boys, man. The Hitchens from Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Brooklyn boys, they gonna talk some shit. So
that's one thing they gonna do. They gonna run their mouth. Yeah.
Maybe he can back it up. He say he can't take that power at 126. So we'll see.
Here for it.
We should see. You've been watching Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach, along with my partner, Mr. Adewale. Shout out to Byron. Make sure y'all go on the Spectator Sporting page, subscribe to that page, like, comment, TikTok. Go ahead and keep running those numbers up. If you're riding in your car, listen to on Spotify. In the meantime, in between time, we out. Peace.